ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy and former senior CIA field operative Darrell Blocker for more on this. Thank you both for being here. Darrell, what do you make of Russia's foreign minister declaring this the next phase of the invasion?
Well, the next phase, I think it's odd. I come from a background where the wars that I fought on the African continent lasted decades, and we're talking about weeks for phase two. So again, this could be a face-saving measure. It is going to be important for them to control areas that they've occupied for nearly 8 years now. But second phase, I think, is I'm not really sure what that means. It means that they didn't achieve their original goals, which is good for the Ukraine. But it also means there's going to be a lot of death and destruction that comes with this second phase.
Now, Mick, Russia seems to have shifted its focus now to eastern Ukraine. So what does that mean for the future of this war?
So, Dan, I think Darrell is exactly right. I think what this new phase, or calling it a phase, is an acknowledgement of Russia that they've made a lot of mistakes, quite frankly, in their efforts to take Kyiv. So the new phase, as they're calling it, they put a new general in charge who has a long history in both Chechnya and Syria of brutality, but he is made up for their lack of unity of command. And they're closer, quite frankly, to Russia, where they can resupply themselves, something that was a big problem before. I do think it's going to be just as brutal, or maybe even more brutal, but it's going to be more of a force-on-force fight. And I think Ukrainians are somewhat looking forward to that. So it's not necessarily just Russians attacking civilians. They're going to have to fight the Ukrainian army. And now that we have $800 million worth of new equipment heading their way, it's going to close the gap between the two armies. And I think the Ukrainians, quite frankly, are looking to do that and actually go head-to-head.
Now, Darrell, Mariupol is reportedly on the brink of falling to Russian forces. What would Ukraine need to do at this point to keep that from happening?
Well, they're going to have to decide whether holding on to this ground is going to be worth the loss of life that is going to come with it. And I understand President Zelensky has said they're going to fight to the last person. But sometimes regrouping and stepping back and recognizing that ceding land might actually win them in the long run. But it will be a victory for the Russians to be able to say that they now control a city that they didn't control prior to the invasion.
Now, Mick, as this war progresses and changes, how does that impact the response from U.S. and other allies?
So I think we are doing the right things by getting them weapons and equipment, but we need to do more of it. We have an incredible capacity to move things across the world, quite frankly. We need to improve it, but we need to increase it. But we're doing the right thing. But they need more ammunition, and they need it now.
All right, Darrell Blocker, Mick Mulroy, great to have you both. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.